Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor and today is our Divine Masculine Collective reading. So whether you're here to balance out the energies within your own internal self or if you're here for a twin flame connection, there definitely is going to be a message for you here today. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So for our God card today, we do have Pan. I am an instrument for pleasure. And you may wish to pause in order to screenshot and further embody and engage with this energy. But the main message coming forward is that we have been distracted from our true selves and not giving ourselves enough time to relax and truly find joy and pleasure within our daily lives. And so this is a reminder from Spirit saying, make sure to make time for yourself, especially for your partner too, if you haven't been doing that. Because especially in a twin flame connection, if you're not doing enough to make sure that you're receiving pleasure within your life, then your partner most likely is not either. And so opening up those channels of communication and understanding truly what that means for both of you is going to be so beneficial for your relationship and for your health. So however this really resonates for you is going to be important, but the main message is to find time to tune into something a little bit more primal around what it means to live within a luxury, what it means to have a little bit of pleasure to come towards you, and to just really engage and enjoy that energy. So this definitely is coming through saying take a night off, plan a weekend trip, do something where you just kind of get away from it all and you truly start to enjoy the luxury of being in your life. Okay, and so we do have the Divine Tarot today, and so we do have the Seven of Wands coming out. And so what's very interesting about this, Seven of Wands is notoriously a defense card, a defend the home state card. And so this is coming through saying that, again, you need to take time away because you've been so busy fighting the outside world to the point where literally you're going to have a breakdown of some kind, be it physical, mental, or emotional. And so this is why it's telling you, you need to take that step back. This comes to you with a warning that you need to take a step back. This is telling us too that you're too much within the disciplinary, essentially you're too much into the divine masculine energy that becomes direct and hard rather than being a little bit soft and allowing yourself to flow. So we'll see what comes out with the divine femme reading, but this is letting us know that this energy is too great right now within yourself, and that's why you're being asked to relax, because you are fighting too hard that it will end up more within your destruction than to aid you. So to just rein in that energy a little bit. This is a call too that if you have been feeling like your home has been underneath attack, whether that be like the home of your person or literally your home, this is a call to understand that you do have strong boundaries and you can exist safely within those. You don't have to always feel like you're defending from the outside. Simply the outside is outside and you are inside, and recognizing that you can relax inside is going to be so important. So there is a message coming through that there is a disconnect between the divine masculine and divine feminine right now, that the divine masculine is not letting the divine feminine in. They are feeling like they need to always be this strong character, when in reality you are allowed to be vulnerable and safe within that space. That's what the divine feminine does for the masculine, is creates a space where you can be more in tune with your internal side, with your emotional side. And so that is a very big warning coming through, and why you need to step into pleasure, because that is the first step to relaxing. Something too to not be afraid of that's coming forward is you may cry. A lot of times when you are so stressed out and you finally allow yourself to relax, especially if it's like a couple of days later and you've been relaxing the whole time, you may start to cry, and it is because your body is releasing all of that stress and tension, and it comes out in that form. I am speaking from experience because I had to ask someone. I was like, I don't know why I'm not crying. I'm literally so happy. I don't normally like do this in this moment. And the person was just like, yeah, you've been really stressed out. Your body finally was just like, oh, we're safe? Great. Now let me feel vulnerable enough to show these emotions. And that's exactly what's happening here. So allow yourself to feel those and be grateful when they come through, because it means that you found a safe space. Okay? And we do have the Ten of Coins coming out. So this is really great. This is, again, another home card. So this is letting you know that you do have the foundations that you've built up around you. You do have a loving family, a loving support system around you that you can engage with and truly find a sense of peace with. So that is a major message. You do have all you need in order to have the peace and stability around you. It is there. You're just simply not allowing yourself to feel it. And then we do have the Fool coming out. And so this is all about starting a new journey. So for Divine Masculines, this is telling me that this is starting a new journey and allowing yourself to feel more vulnerable in those safe spaces. So that's a very big thing here, right? It's within the homes where you allow yourself to feel safe in your home space. And it's interesting with the Fool because this card, the fairy tale associated with it is actually the Little Mermaid who wanted to leave her home. And so there is this message that you will be going outside of your home again, but you need to rein it in first so that you can find that safe space that you will be able to go back towards. We won't go too much into the Little Mermaid because that's the main message coming through. So that's why I'm saying you're not meant to read into the whole Little Mermaid tale and how it can relate to what you're going through. It's more just around the fact that this new journey you start will be taking you outside of your home again. So that's why you need to find pleasure and find time for yourself right now, to find comfort, to be vulnerable, so that again, you will be able to step outside. Because right now, you're not allowing yourself to feel safe. Okay, and then what is our divine energy and invitation? Strengthen your gifts. Okay, so we have many gifts within this lifetime. It could be wit, it can be humor, it can be being efficient, it can be something such as psychic gifts too, following your intuition. It could be the fact that maybe you are a loving counsel that people come to often for their concerns, or maybe you literally are just a very strong person and so you're often asked to help on projects. So just understanding leadership also is coming through. So just understanding one of your gifts or understanding at least one of your gifts and maybe recognizing what gift you haven't been paying as much attention to, because when you're within that home space, you're going to feel more aligned with this gift. So something coming through is the fact that it's probably a more sensitive side of a gift that you haven't really been utilizing lately. And your divine masculine that's why they're asking you to reel it in, because the other thing too, if you have been using your other gifts so much that you've been straining yourself, when you strain something so much, it can break. And so you're drawing yourself in, you're taking this time to relax so that those things can relax as well and strengthen during that time of peace before you go out on this journey. So however this really resonates for you, the main message is still there saying you need to come home, you need to relax, you need to find that safe space, and things will become a lot more obvious to you in where you're like, wow, I was overdoing this in this area and I haven't really done this and I enjoy this. I know that I enjoy this because it's something I'm good at. I think that's a very normal human instinct, if you will, that when you are good at something, you like to do it more often. And so you will notice the things that you have been discarding in favor of other things. Myself, for instance, I was working on a lot of projects and I wasn't spending enough time reading. And when I got back to reading, I literally read a book every single day for 2 weeks. And it was fantastic and I felt so energized. And so just understanding that you need that moment of peace to recognize that you have many other gifts that maybe you haven't been paying as much attention is important for you during this time of peace. So it's really asking you to actually maybe, instead of what I said earlier around like find a night off or take a weekend trip to really disconnect, that's just the beginning. What you really need to do is create a time every single day where you are feeling safe and where you are able to just engage in something that brings you joy and pleasure. So I like to call those power hours, even if it's relaxing, and just find a time of day where you're like, I'm going to do this during this moment. If you have a very busy calendar, I encourage you to set it on your calendar as busy during that time. You don't need to tell anyone the details. Maybe your partner, because communication is important, but you don't really need to get into details for anyone else. You don't owe an explanation to everyone in your life to simply say, hey, I wanted to stay home and I wanted to watch this movie that I've been meaning to watch for months, because it's not their decision, it's not their judgment to be able to pass to you and say, no, you can't do that. I needed you to do these other things. You have other obligations to fulfill. Because the reality is they're not holding empathy for you, so you need to hold empathy for yourself and say, well, hold on. I'm actually going to do this because I'm not at my best right now, and I think you would rather have me at my best. And if you don't want me at my best, then maybe we need to analyze the relationship we have. And maybe we need firmer boundaries to where we don't get together that often because you'd rather drain me than have me be in a stronger position. So this is all about analyzing too your relationships with others and your relationship with work, because you deserve to be at your best at all times. You deserve to find pleasure and have joy in your life. Okay. Whew, a lot on that one, but make time for yourself every single day. And then next, we do have a new deck coming out, and it is our Archangel Oracle. So which Archangel is coming out for you today? So we have Archangel Dominica. Hone your psychic abilities, see through illusion. Okay, and we just had that come out after strengthen your gifts. So this angel is coming forward, letting you know that one of your gifts is your psychic abilities and the fact that you can see through illusion. That's again why we were just hearing about why you needed to analyze those relationships. Because if someone is hounding you down all the time and saying, no, how dare you put your defenses up with me, you don't need to do that, but yet you instinctively are saying, I don't feel safe, so I am always going to be in a defensive state. You don't deserve to always be in that defensive state with that person. So see through the illusion of your relationships and how they are affecting you. See through the illusion of time and how you are not utilizing it to your greatest advantage. You deserve to make time for yourself. I don't think this is getting through to someone, which is why it keeps coming through. Make time for yourself. Okay. So, and then with this, it really is, again, so hone your psychic abilities, strengthen your gifts. They are combining in this moment to let you know of these things. Something too that you can do if you're called to is look up more information on this angel, understand more about how this angel maybe already has been within your life, because that is a message coming through, is that this angel has been trying to support you recently, especially, that you may be able to encounter other areas in your life where you have been needed to draw on this energy in order to see through illusions and overcome the situations that have asked you to be more of yourself than you really could be, because you are perfect in every moment, right? Okay, and then talking about illusions, the next deck we have is the Hidden Truth. And so the first thing we have is I still have feelings for you. So very interesting, because this is coming through as a dual message. So for some of you here, this is literally you are denying your feelings for someone else. And then for others, it is in regards to someone that you have cut off in your life who still has feelings for you. And something too coming through, which is interesting, is that these feelings don't necessarily mean romantic. It just means that you're not recognizing them. And it's so some people here could have feelings for you where they're like still angry with you is actually a message coming through, and vice versa, and you really haven't like let go or forgiven the situation. Again, a reason why you need to take time back and reflect on your relationships. So this is more of a soul searching invitation to let you know, like, you are ignoring something. This is something you need to see through. Okay, and then we have I would do it all again. So with that energy, what's happening is, especially right after this other one, you will recognize where these illusion feelings are coming from, what you're seeing through, and then you'll come to the conclusion that you would still make the same choices you did in the moment. What's interesting that's coming through is now you have the choice to make a new choice. So the way that things led you to this point, you would still do everything to this point in that manner, but now you're being able to choose a different path if you so choose. So this reflection is really coming forward saying you need to see through the situation as it is, because everything that led you to this point was meant to be as it did, but that doesn't mean it has to stay in the same energy and frequency that it is in the current situation, in the current relationship. Okay? So with that, that really is going to be all of our messages for today. The main thing is for you to take time for yourself so that you can better strengthen your gifts and abilities to be able to see through the illusions and situations that you have been lying to yourself about, and to understand that you do have a safe space and security is available to you. Okay? I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I will definitely see you guys next time. Blessed be.